Hi, and welcome back to Charged Up, the official podcast of your Colby-Sawyer Chargers. My name is Dylan Flewelling, and I'll be turning it over to Leah Ranowska after a few quick weekly updates. Over spring break, the baseball team traveled down to Davenport, Florida, where they played 10 games. They finished the week with a record of 3-7. Lacrosse traveled to South Carolina over break and went 2-2. Sophomore Heather Hansen scored her 100th career point in the victory over Castleton Monday the 20th. On Saturday, the equestrian team competed and finished third at the regional championship. Junior Allison McNamara won 2 events and qualified for the IHSA Zone Championship. We were fortunate enough to sit down with Dean Miller of the track team to discuss the team dynamic and some of the goals for the upcoming season. Take it away, Leah.
Thanks, D. Flew, and I'm Leah Ranowska. Welcome back to Charged Up. I'm joined by Dean Miller. Do you want to introduce yourself to everyone at home?
My name's Dean Miller. I'm a captain on the Colby-Sawyer track team.
Nice. That was short and sweet. I liked it. So we're going to dive right in. The outdoor track and field team has a meet coming up on Saturday. Do you want to talk to everybody about where that is and what it's going to be like for you guys?
Yeah, so we have our season opener at Bridgewater State this Saturday. It's going to be good. I think it's going to rain a little bit, so not excited for that. But I think it's going to be like mid-40s, so should be relatively okay. But I mean, everyone's just going to try and get some marks, get some times. Not too much pressure because it's our opener meet. So yeah, it's going to be a little bit of fun.
Fair enough. So for you, what are your personal goals for the opening meet? You said just get a mark. So what does that mean for you, for those who don't understand track?
So get a mark, basically get a time, get a distance, depending on you if you do field events, track events. I'm going to be throwing javelin for sure. So definitely going to get a javelin mark. So try and get a good distance for our GNAC meet later in the year, so I can be seated highly for that. Maybe a running event, not 100% sure yet. Still need to talk with Al about that, but definitely for sure jav.
So track team is full of a bunch of different kinds of people and majors and backgrounds. So what would you use to describe the personality of the track team?
I would say it's definitely very diverse, but it flows well. So everyone has their own thing that they bring in for the track team, but it works well together. And for example, a lot of the sprinters and jumpers, when I'm at practice with them, we have a lot of fun in their downtime when we're warming up, before we're warming up, after we're done our time for work. But when we know it's time to work, we put our heads down and it's time to work. So it works really well because we know how to balance let's have fun, let's have a laugh, and let's put our heads down and work.
So the other coaches for track and field include Kendra, Al, and Walt, correct?
And Damal. Yes.
So do you want to talk a little bit about them and what they bring to your guys' team?
Yeah, so Al and Damal work with our hurdles, sprints, and jumps. They're great. They have great personalities. They're very college age-esque type people and college graduated body, so they know when to joke around and have fun, but they also know when to be very professional and okay, focus on this. Kendra's great. We have a couple pole vaulters, so she really works well with them, and she also had the privilege of them taking them to Plymouth to practice at their facility, which is a very nice facility, in the winter. So it is very good for them because it's a lot of 3-on-1 coaching training, which was very good and beneficial for them. And then Walt, and now adding in Ryan, which will be mid-April, I believe he starts. I've heard a lot of good things for both, where they have their individual training programs. I know from what I've heard from D. Flew, Hayden, Jesse, that Ryan's bringing a lot of individual training program. This is how you're individually going to get better. It's a lot of individualization versus, okay, here's generally what the team's going to do, which is very interesting to bring in and see.
Yeah, absolutely. Dina, you ready for the last question I asked everyone on the podcast?
Oh boy, yeah, sure.
You're looking back at first year Dean. What's one piece of advice you would give him?
I'm gonna go with stick to your goals and don't let anybody have you stray away from those goals.
I like it.
So yeah.
You heard it here. Stick to your goals. I'm Lee Ranowska. This has been Dean Miller. Take it easy.